It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see this team's leader at quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. Who knows what we're in store for here? And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Oklahoma City team as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all,
two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a second-round pick back in April's draft.
and he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. And he will find his man on the outside. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McGee. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now a 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Back to throw. And this one's incomplete. When you look at this defense, they come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They'll look to throw now on first down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And we get a glance at their leader in the huddle, the veteran, in his 9th season now in the league.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stein. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Roth. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Roth. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Stein. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Off the play fake. Stein. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carroll. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 11 yards there, first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He finds his man, complete. It's McGee. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. That is caught. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there at 22.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Jensen. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Jensen. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Back to throw again. Touchdown! A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it solid because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. When you look at this defense, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man, complete. That's Jensen. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Oklahoma City has the football here to begin the second quarter. 2nd down and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. 2nd and 3. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 36 yards on the play.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with it. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Up the middle they go. Roth, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Roth. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. From the 46, here's the 2nd and 8. Now the first carry here for the running back. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a 1st down.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Simmons. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And the pressure gets to him again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They're going to look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now a handoff up the middle. Carroll. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense, because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
Hard throw, incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on third down, Stein. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
.43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Stein. He finds his man, complete. That's Simmons. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Back to throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Simmons. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Simmons. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And that's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun on 3rd down. Stein. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. This will be caught at about the 6. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Roth, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down to about the 33-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carroll, and if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Jensen. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle they go. It's Carroll. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's a 2nd and 5. And the slot man goes in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. They'll look to throw here. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And on now is the punter as he's on to kick it away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the 1st half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now back to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Back to throw. Stein. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. Now a give right side. Roth. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error.
Still 3rd down.
Alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the 1st down in the process.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Stein. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Stein. He finds his man. Complete. That's Roth. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. play. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Carroll. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He finds his man complete. That's Simmons. That'll give him 8 that time, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd down, it's Roth. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Simmons.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to Oklahoma City, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. On 2nd down, they'll run it here, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Stein. He finds his man complete. It's Simmons. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Stein. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
That is caught and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8, so logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Stein. Over the middle, it's complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll leave them with a third and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Back to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up second down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Second and 6.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
From the gun on third down, Stein. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. A breakdown by the O-line at the worst possible time. 4th and goal, and it leads to a sack.
And I can just see it now. On the sidelines, they're telling the quarterback, you've got to get rid of it somehow, some way. At least get it in the end zone and give us a chance. If we throw an interception, so what? A sack? We didn't even have a chance.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. He finds his man, complete. It's McGee. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down. They run the counter. Carroll. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 4 yards the pickup, first down. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
On first down, it's Carroll. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. From just shy of midfield, here's a second down and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carroll, and he is across midfield from one 49 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. This offense so far on third down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McGee. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. They'll look to throw here on first down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. He'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Here's second and 8. Touchdown! From 8 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done, because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator that's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
From the gun on third down, Stein. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. This is 1st and 10. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Looking to throw. Stein in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Here now, 2nd and goal. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Stein. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The decision made for him. They've got to go. It's 4th down. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating. Even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync. So for Oklahoma City, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.